This video is about 4 feet 33 inches by John Cage. I will explain the most important things about the work and the composer. John Cage composed 4 feet 33 inches in 1952. The piece was the result of his exploration of silence and noise. Cage was fascinated by the idea that absolute silence does not exist. He wanted to draw the audience's attention to the sounds around them. The work was heavily influenced by Cage's interest in Eastern philosophy and Zen Buddhism. 4 feet 33 inches consists of 3 movements that together last exactly 4 minutes and 33 seconds. The performer sits silently at the instrument for this time. He does not play any notes, but merely opens and closes the piano lid to indicate the movements. The length of the individual movements can vary, as long as the total duration is correct. The piece can theoretically be performed on any instrument or with any ensemble. The first performance of 4 feet 33 inches took place on August 29, 1952 in Woodstock, New York. The pianist David Tudor performed the piece on a grand piano. He sat at the instrument, opening and closing the piano lid to indicate the movements. The audience initially reacted with confusion and, in some cases, annoyance. Many did not understand that the ambient noise was part of the work. 4 feet 33 inches is not about absolute silence, but about the perception of sounds. Cage wanted to show that even in what we perceive as silence, there are always sounds to be heard. He drew attention to breathing sounds, coughing, rustling, or sounds from outside the concert hall. The piece challenges the audience to listen consciously and to perceive the sound environment. Cage was strongly influenced by Zen Buddhism. He was interested in the idea that everything is connected to everything else. In 4 feet 33 inches, he wanted to dissolve the boundaries between music, the environment, and the listener. The piece was intended to show that every moment is unique and can never be repeated. Cage believed that every performance of the piece sounds different because the ambient noise always varies. 4 feet 33 inches sparked heated discussions in the music world. Many critics called the piece a provocation or a joke. Others saw it as an important conceptual work. The question of whether 4 feet 33 inches is music at all was intensely debated. Some argued that the piece expanded the definition of music. Others rejected it as meaningless silence. 4 feet 33 inches had a major influence on the development of conceptual art. It inspired many artists to think about the boundaries of art. The piece influenced not only musicians, but also visual artists and performance artists. It helped to make silence and noise accepted as artistic material. Many later works referred directly or indirectly to Cage's composition. Today, 4 feet 33 inches is considered a milestone in the history of music. It is regularly performed in concerts and studied in music schools. Many people see the piece as an invitation to listen more consciously and to perceive the sound environment. It is often interpreted as a meditation on silence and noise. In musicology, 4 feet 33 inches is discussed as an important contribution to the expansion of the concept of music. 4 feet 33 inches is still relevant today because it raises questions about the nature of music and art. In a noisy world, it invites us to pause and listen. The piece encourages us to reflect on silence, noise, and attention. It can be understood as a criticism of the constant flood of stimuli. In times of streaming and constant background noise, 4 feet 33 inches reminds us that silence can also be valuable.